What's up, everybody? It's Brian from USA Cards. What's the dish on Deshaun Watson? Two different articles in the last 2 days have come in. First one, NFL Scout drops bold thoughts on Browns QB Deshaun Watson. And NFL Scout is very high on Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson's chances for success in 2024. That NFL Scout goes on to say when Cleveland acquired Deshaun, he gave promise of superstar production. It hasn't gone well yet, but that success is coming in 2024. He has never been so locked in and motivated. I think this is a season that the Browns feel really good about the King's ransom that they traded to get him, and that's no lie. They gave a King's ransom. And I've got a King's ransom here that I'm hoping does not sour and does not turn into a King's pile of crap. The other take on the Browns comes from the Dog Pound Daily. So this is a local writer, Randy Gurzy. I'm sure it's for Cleveland Brown fans, and they might have a more realistic take. Although it's hard to beat an NFL scout. I mean, that's what he does for a living. Is he analyzes talent, makes predictions. But the dogpounddaily.com says Cleveland Browns predicted to finish dead last in the AFC North. So, obviously, if the Cleveland Browns finish dead last, then I'm dead broke. My Deshaun Watson journey is full of mistakes. Don't make them. I never feel like I'm talking to novices who watch my channel, so I don't even need to say this, but just by chance, there's somebody out there who finds himself in the same sort of boat that I found myself in. When you feel like there's an opportunity based around, how would I describe it? Almost like it's too good to be true, I guess. Meaning, when Deshaun Watson got suspended, or when he took a leave of absence, right? And then he was being investigated by the police, and then they came back and exonerated him, or they did not even charge him, all right? They didn't even charge him with anything. I thought, it's too good to be true. His prices are still really dirt cheap right now. He was a top 2, 3, 4 quarterback in the league last time he played. This is like printing money. I'm going out and I'm grabbing Deshaun Watson stuff. Like, the rarer, the better. Yet to come was his NFL suspension. Yet to come was the massive overpay by the Cleveland Browns. Yet to come was the shoulder injury. So I'm beat, clearly, on this pile. Slow and steady and patience is the key to this thing. Whether you're buying, whether you're selling, whether you're trading, if you ever feel like you're jumping the gun on something, especially this happens at card shows when you have a few cards you want to sell and you go to the dealers and they shoo you away, or they're not interested, even if the card's too big, right? I don't want to get anything that big, or whatever it is. If they're not interested in your cards at your ask, sometimes desperation can set in, and sometimes you are willing to think about values on the cards that you have just to move them, just to get them out. When in reality, you wouldn't even be tempted to sell or trade at the values that you're being forced to at the show. And it's a desperate feeling. This is sort of the same way I felt, but on the opposite end, where it was like, man, I can get into these Deshaun cards right now, super cheap. I'm not going to stop and just be patient and see how things like play out, because I'm going to miss the best prices on his best cards. And instead you FOMO into making a decision that isn't good. Those decisions always get you beat in this thing. So, obviously, one of my hopes is that the Deshaun Watson market heats up. There's a ton against it, even if he is better than last year. I mean, he's older. He's got this cloud of like creepiness hanging over him. I don't know if I should just dump this stuff now or if I should hope that he gets off to a good start and this stuff goes up. I mean, because if he did become a top 10 quarterback again, all this would have to go up 30-40%. It's just so cheap right now. His silvers right now are doing like $130. Silver 10s. So let's take a look at what I got. Just real quick. XRC, this was one of the first FOMO buys right after he was basically not going to be charged. I went out and got this off of alt. I don't know, way down. I feel like this was an alt purchase as well. The field level prism, silver. I don't even know what the comps on this card are, but this one, like I said, is doing about 140. The PSA 10 rookie, 2017 prism. Got this from my friend Josh. Way down on this. The new team color match, which is not a thing. This would be beautiful if it was a Browns card, but the orange doesn't mean much in the Houston Texans uniform. Wow, this card. This card represents the craziest story I have in this sports. Well, second craziest. I was able to repair the damage that I inflicted upon myself with this. The story goes like this. I got this card, highest it's ever sold for. Got it on alt. You'll see the comp if you go look. Then I traded for a Luka Cracked Ice Contenders Auto. And the caveat that I had for that deal, it was a lot of cards I gave, was that the person take this back at the same number that I was into it for, which they did. Now, the reason they did this is because I was giving 2 or 3K more than the last comp on that Luka Blue Ice. Maybe even more than that. But it was all trade. And I knew that this was my chance to make things right on this card. Plus, it was a PC no-brainer, so I would do that. I feel like that deal was like a gift from the gods to me. But, so then this comes back up again on Facebook, and I got it for, I don't know, less than 10% of the first purchase price, the white sparkle. The green scope, man, I've had this since like 2018. Traded a Mahomes, the Futures, I believe was the trade for this. And it was the Mahomes National Treasures, the Futures Auto out of 25. Acetate. I believe this was the trade for this and maybe a silver and maybe some money. I can't remember, but had that one for a long time. This one is pretty low pop. It's the retail green auto. You never see these. These are super, super short print. You'll see the green, but you won't see the green autos. I used to have a Josh Allen green auto that I got out of for a ridiculous price. I think about all the wins, all the losses, but most importantly, all the dodged bullets in this thing. Used to have a 9.5 that I traded a no-feet Josh Allen Contenders 9.5 for, I think. Maybe the Allen was a PSA 10, I can't remember. But it was a straight up trade for the quad 9.5s of this. And then I gave that quad 9.5s and a Sam Darnold NT New York Jets sick patch for this to upgrade to the PSA 10. So it was the quad 9.5 camo Watson plus the true out of 99 RPA Sam Darnold, but it was a sick patch that I gave for that. And then finally I bought this at the show. Blue Optic out of 75. Color match. Nice auto. Most of the Optic autos for Deshaun, or a lot of them, smear or get thin or smudge. So, what do you think? What would you do with all this stuff? Would you find somebody who wants to take the chance before the season? Would you wait a couple more weeks? What would you do? It's a quandary. Let me know. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.